Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night, groggy and disoriented, just to make your way to the bathroom? Maybe you didn't think much of it. After all, it's just a bathroom break, right? But what if that late-night trip wasn't just a random inconvenience? What if it was your body's way of sending a quiet, urgent message? Waking up frequently during the night to urinate is far more common than most people realize. It's called nocturia, and while the name might sound clinical, its effects reach deep into your everyday life. Think about it. Disrupted sleep, morning fatigue, mental fog, even subtle changes in your mood or appetite. It starts with a small interruption and cascades into larger health concerns. The tricky part? Most people don't connect the dots. They treat the symptom, maybe drink less water or blame it on aging, but rarely pause to ask, why is this really happening? That's where we begin. Your body is brilliant. It has built-in mechanisms to regulate hydration, sleep cycles, hormone levels, and even nighttime urine production. When you're getting up to urinate often, it's not a fluke. Something in that intricate system is off balance. And here's the thing. Ignoring that imbalance doesn't just lead to poor sleep. Over time, it can impact your cardiovascular health, immune system, cognitive function, and metabolism. Yes, something as simple as nighttime urination could be a red flag for deeper imbalances. Now, before we go any further, I want to make you a promise. If you stay with me until the end of this journey, I'll share a powerful yet overlooked tip that can amplify all the results you'll gain from the practices I'm about to reveal. It's natural, it's accessible, and most people have no idea how effective it can be. But to use it safely and correctly, you'll need the foundation we're building right now. So let's get practical. What are the underlying triggers of nocturia? Sometimes the cause is rooted in lifestyle, what you eat, drink, or do in the hours leading up to sleep. Other times, it's hormonal, related to the production of vasopressin, the hormone that tells your kidneys to slow down urine production at night. As we age, vasopressin levels can decline. That might be one reason why older adults wake more often. But there's more to the story. Your kidneys work in partnership with your heart, your nervous system, and even your gut. If you're under chronic stress, your adrenal glands are pumping out cortisol, which indirectly influences your fluid balance. If you're eating high-sodium meals, especially in the evening, your kidneys are forced to excrete that excess, often in the middle of the night. And let's not forget hydration habits. Ironically, drinking too little water during the day can backfire, making your body more likely to hold on to fluid, then release it later when you're finally at rest. Nocturia isn't just about the bladder. It's a reflection of your overall rhythm, a rhythm that's shaped by what you consume, how you move, how you manage stress, and how well you rest. And once that rhythm is disturbed, your body starts to speak, through symptoms, through restlessness, through those nightly wake-ups you've grown accustomed to. But here's the good news. Your body is also wired for healing. With small, intentional changes, you can restore balance. You can sleep through the night. You can wake up energized, focused, and well. To get there, though, you'll need to be willing to look beyond the surface, to dig into what might seem minor, but could actually be meaningful. Because even though it starts with a simple midnight bathroom visit, the ripple effect touches every system in your body. And if you've been brushing it off as just a normal part of life, it's time to rethink. As we continue, I'll walk you through some of the most common and often overlooked habits that might be throwing your body off track. We'll explore what's really happening when you drink certain beverages even hours before bed, and why some of your favorite nightly snacks could be doing more harm than good. The next insight could very well change how you see your nightly routine and help you avoid a cascade of imbalances that go far beyond sleep. So keep watching, because what comes next isn't just helpful. It's one of the most important things you'll hear today. Ignoring it may not only limit your progress, but it could unknowingly trigger effects that reach far beyond the night. You might be surprised to learn that the most innocent-looking items in your kitchen could be sabotaging your sleep and your health. The drinks we casually sip throughout the day, especially in the evening, may seem harmless, but they could be one of the hidden reasons you're waking up at night to urinate. Let's start with a common assumption. Avoiding water before bed will help you sleep through the night. Seems logical, right? But what many don't realize is that it's not just about when you drink, it's also about what you drink. Take a closer look at your evening beverage habits. Are you drinking a decaf coffee after dinner? A glass of iced tea while winding down with a book? Maybe even a sugar-free soda as a late-night treat? These are all typical North American choices, and they may appear perfectly safe. But under the surface, they can quietly disrupt your body's nighttime balance. Even decaffeinated coffee contains small amounts of caffeine, enough to stimulate your kidneys and increase urine production. Iced tea, especially black tea, carries both caffeine and tannins that can irritate the bladder lining. Sugar-free sodas often contain artificial sweeteners like aspartame or sucralose, which can act as bladder irritants for many people. And energy drinks? Even the ones labeled natural can contain hidden stimulants that may interfere with your body's rest and repair mode. Then there's alcohol. Whether it's a glass of wine to relax or a cold beer with dinner, alcohol is a known diuretic. It inhibits the release of vasopressin, the hormone that helps your kidneys retain water at night. When this hormone is suppressed, your body increases urine output, which means a higher chance of waking up during the night. What makes this even more complex is how these drinks interact with each other. A soda at lunch, coffee in the afternoon, wine at dinner. Even if spaced out, these choices build up in your system. By the time your head hits the pillow, your body may be working overtime to flush out the remnants. The result? Interrupted sleep, drained energy, and a cycle that becomes hard to break. And yet, most people never question their drinks. They assume it's just age or a weak bladder, when in fact, the issue may be sitting quietly in their glass. Here's an eye-opening fact. Studies have shown that caffeine consumed even 6 hours before bedtime can reduce total sleep time by over an hour. That means your 4 p.m. coffee might still be affecting you at 10 p.m. And the problem isn't just falling asleep, it's staying asleep. Now, I'm not saying you have to eliminate all your favorite drinks. But if you're waking up frequently at night, it's worth experimenting. Try cutting out all caffeinated and artificially sweetened drinks after 2 p.m. Swap your evening beverage for something more bladder-friendly, like a warm herbal infusion of chamomile or peppermint. Both have calming effects and are far less likely to stimulate your bladder. Another tip? Keep a journal for a few nights. Track what you drink, when you drink it, and what time you wake up. You might notice a pattern. And once you do, you've found a point of control. That's empowering. Remember, your body isn't malfunctioning, it's responding. Every nighttime wake-up is a form of communication, and the better we listen, the better we can respond. So before reaching for that nightcap or zero-calorie soda, ask yourself, is this helping my body wind down or silently forcing it into overdrive? Restoring your sleep and reducing nocturia doesn't start in the bedroom. It starts in the kitchen, long before bedtime. And what seems like a small shift can have a profound impact. The next strategy I'll share goes even deeper. It involves a part of your body you likely haven't considered yet, and understanding its role could be the missing link to not only better sleep, but also long-term wellness. Missing it won't just slow your progress. It could lead to deeper imbalances that affect far more than just your sleep. By now, you've probably realized that what we consume, especially in the hours leading up to bedtime, plays a bigger role than we thought. But there's another layer to this story, and it lies deeper inside the body. It's not just what you drink, but how your organs respond to what you consume, especially your kidneys. Most people rarely think about their kidneys unless there's a serious problem, but these two bean-shaped powerhouses are working tirelessly every day, filtering your blood, regulating electrolytes, and managing fluid balance. And when they're overworked, they have ways of letting you know. Waking up frequently at night to urinate is one of those ways. It's a signal, not always of disease, but of imbalance. Think about the average modern diet: high in sodium, low in fiber, packed with ultra-processed foods. Add to that the stress of daily life, poor hydration habits, and lack of physical activity. Over time, this combination starts to weigh heavily on the kidneys. Let's talk sodium. Many common foods in the North American diet are loaded with it. Think frozen dinners, deli meats, chips, sauces, even breakfast cereals. Consuming too much sodium forces your kidneys to work harder to maintain fluid balance. That means pulling more water from your system to dilute and excrete the excess salt. The problem? This process doesn't stop when you sleep. And if your sodium intake is too high during the day, especially in the evening, your kidneys may still be in overdrive by nighttime, prompting you to wake up and urinate. It's not just about salt. Refined sugars, saturated fats, and food additives also contribute to kidney strain. These substances create a low-grade inflammatory response in the body, making the kidney's job even harder. Even a seemingly innocent late-night snack, a slice of pizza, a few cookies, a salty popcorn bowl, can push your renal system into action while your body should be resting. Now, layer in another silent contributor: dehydration. It might seem counterintuitive, but not drinking enough water during the day can lead to more urination at night. When you're dehydrated, your body holds on to water during the day, causing waste and toxins to accumulate. Then, as you relax and your system attempts to rebalance overnight, the kidneys finally start releasing that backlog. And once again, your sleep is interrupted. But there's more. Chronic stress and fatigue play a role too. When you're under stress, your body releases hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. These can indirectly impact kidney function by altering blood pressure and fluid regulation. This hormonal shift disrupts your body's natural circadian rhythm, including the pattern that usually reduces urine production at night. The result? Your kidneys don't get the memo to slow down. Instead, they keep processing and filtering as if it's still daytime. So what can you do to support your kidneys and reduce this late-night disruption? Start by adjusting your diet. Lower your sodium intake. Focus on whole, unprocessed foods like leafy greens, berries, nuts, seeds, and legumes. Swap out refined grains for whole ones. Drink enough water throughout the day, not just in the evening. Your goal is to create balance, so your kidneys can wind down when you do. Physical movement helps too. Moderate exercise supports circulation, reduces inflammation, and enhances your kidneys' efficiency. Even a 20-minute walk after dinner can aid digestion, regulate blood sugar, and reduce the burden on your renal system overnight. Another tip: incorporate foods with natural anti-inflammatory and diuretic properties into your daytime meals. Think cucumbers, celery, parsley, watermelon, and dandelion tea. But timing is everything. These are wonderful during the day, but consuming them too close to bedtime can have the opposite effect, increasing nighttime urination. It's all about giving your kidneys what they need, when they need it, and understanding that these organs aren't just passive filters. They're active participants in your overall health, responding to your habits, diet, and stress levels in real time. When you begin to care for your kidneys through conscious daily choices, something remarkable happens. Your body starts to regulate itself more efficiently. Your sleep improves, your energy returns. And those nightly wake-ups, they become less frequent or disappear entirely. The next step involves something even more surprising, a food that's widely seen as healthy, but when consumed at the wrong time, may be working against you. Learning how to use it the right way could make a powerful difference. And skipping this insight doesn't just stall your progress. It can quietly undo many of the benefits you've worked hard to achieve. One of the most fascinating things about the body is how it responds to even the smallest changes in your routine. And when it comes to nighttime urination, the foods you eat, not just their quality, but also their timing, play a more critical role than most people ever imagine. It's not always about the obvious triggers. Sometimes what seems healthy can behave very differently depending on when you consume it. Let's take a closer look at some popular foods. You've probably heard that fruits and vegetables like watermelon, cucumbers, asparagus, celery, and even citrus fruits are great for hydration, detox, and general wellness. And they are. But here's where it gets tricky. Many of these foods also have mild diuretic properties. That means they naturally encourage your body to release water, helping reduce bloating, support kidney function, and flush out excess sodium. All good things, right? Yes, but timing is everything. If you're eating these diuretic-rich foods too late in the day, especially at dinner or as a late-night snack, your body may still be processing them while you sleep. And that's when the trouble starts. Instead of resting, your kidneys stay active. Instead of uninterrupted sleep, you're pulled from your dreams by the urge to use the bathroom. Let's consider watermelon. It's hydrating, packed with antioxidants and perfect on a hot day. But if you eat a large portion of it after 7 p.m., especially in the evening when your body is trying to slow down and prepare for rest, it can push your system into a flushing mode, one that doesn't pause just because you're in bed. The same goes for cucumbers in salads, citrus fruits in juices, or even a smoothie loaded with fresh produce. While these choices are often labeled as healthy, the time you consume them changes everything. Your digestive and urinary systems follow a rhythm, and when that rhythm is disrupted, sleep suffers. So what's the solution? Balance. You don't need to cut out these foods entirely, just shift the timing. Enjoy them earlier in the day, ideally before 3 p.m. That way, your body has time to process the natural diuretics without disturbing your night. Instead, focus your evening meals on foods that are calming, grounding, and easier to digest. Some great options include steamed vegetables like carrots or zucchini, a small portion of brown rice or quinoa, or a light protein source like grilled turkey or lentils. These foods provide nutrients without overloading your system. Another thing to consider is portion size. Even healthy foods can disrupt sleep if consumed in excess. Eating large meals close to bedtime taxes your digestive system, which in turn affects every other system, including your bladder and kidneys. And here's a subtle but important detail. Acidic or spicy foods can irritate the bladder lining. Think tomatoes, vinegar-based dressings, peppers, and heavy spices. If you're already prone to waking at night, minimizing these ingredients at dinner could help calm your urinary tract and reduce sensitivity. Now, let's talk beverages again, but this time, the healthy ones. Herbal teas like peppermint, chamomile, or rooibos can be excellent nighttime options. They're naturally caffeine-free, soothing, and hydrating in a gentler way. But remember, even herbal teas can be problematic if consumed too close to bedtime or in large quantities. A small, warm cup around 60 to 90 minutes before bed is usually ideal. Why does all of this matter so much? Because your body is trying to reset every night. Sleep is when healing happens, when hormones balance, when cells repair. And if you're constantly waking up to urinate, that process is repeatedly interrupted, not just physically, but biochemically. Your cortisol rhythms shift, your melatonin production drops, and the next day, your energy, mood, and focus all suffer. Once you understand this rhythm and how food interacts with it, you begin to make choices that support your body's natural healing process. It's not about strict rules or deprivation. It's about alignment. Aligning your eating patterns with your body's internal clock is one of the most underrated ways to improve both sleep and overall health. The changes might seem small: shifting a salad to lunch, moving fruit to the morning, opting for lighter dinners, but the impact can be massive. You'll likely start sleeping deeper, waking up more refreshed, and feeling more in control of your well-being. Now, what if I told you there's a specific nighttime ritual, a warm infusion that's been used traditionally in several cultures, that could enhance these effects even further? It's simple, natural, and supports the body's ability to stay asleep without interruption, but if done incorrectly or at the wrong time, it could backfire. That's why it's one of the most important tips in this entire series. And skipping it may not only stall your results, but quietly work against the progress you've already made. Throughout this journey, you've seen how food, drink, and lifestyle habits quietly influence your body's nighttime rhythms. But there's something even more soothing, more restorative, that many have overlooked. A simple ritual that has supported deep sleep and internal balance for generations. This ritual isn't complicated, it doesn't require expensive ingredients or supplements, and it starts with a warm cup. Across many cultures, nighttime infusions have been used not just to relax the body, but to guide it gently into a restful state. But there's more to this practice than meets the eye. It's not just about sipping tea. It's about choosing the right blend, preparing it in the right way, and using it at the right time. Do it properly, and you support your bladder, kidneys, and nervous system in harmony. Do it carelessly, and you might end up waking up even more during the night. Let's look at a combination that's both powerful and subtle. A warm infusion of chamomile, fennel seed, and crushed pumpkin seeds. Each of these ingredients plays a unique role. Chamomile is known for its calming properties, helping to relax both muscles and the mind. It's gentle, non-stimulating, and supports the production of glycine, an amino acid that calms the nervous system. But its benefits go beyond stress relief. Chamomile also contains natural anti-inflammatory compounds that can soothe the urinary tract and reduce irritation that may contribute to nocturia. Fennel seeds, on the other hand, are often used to support digestion, reduce bloating, and relieve mild cramps. But what many don't realize is that fennel also contains phytoestrogens, plant compounds that may help regulate hormonal imbalances, particularly those related to estrogen decline, which can influence urinary urgency in both men and women as they age. Then there are pumpkin seeds, a true powerhouse in the world of natural health. Rich in magnesium, zinc, and healthy fats, they have been studied for their effects on prostate health, bladder function, and even sleep quality. When lightly crushed and steeped with chamomile and fennel, they release oils and nutrients that gently support the muscles of the bladder and lower urinary tract. The key is in the preparation. You don't need much. Just a teaspoon of crushed pumpkin seeds, half a teaspoon of fennel seeds, and 1 chamomile tea bag, steeped in hot, not boiling water for about 10 minutes. Avoid adding sweeteners or citrus. Drink this warm, not hot, about 60 to 90 minutes before bed. Why that timing? Because it gives your body the chance to absorb the calming compounds and begin the wind-down process, without triggering a late-night flushing effect. What you're doing here is sending your body a signal. It's time to shift from activity to restoration. This infusion, when used consistently, can become more than just a habit. It becomes a cue, a ritual that tells your nervous system, your kidneys, and your hormones that the day is done, that it's safe to rest. The ritual itself also invites mindfulness. Instead of scrolling through a phone or collapsing into bed overstimulated, this practice encourages you to slow down, to hold a warm cup, to breathe, to reflect. That matters. Because true rest doesn't begin when your head hits the pillow. It starts in the hour before, when your body and mind prepare to let go. But as powerful as this infusion is, it's not magic. It must be paired with the other steps you've learned: smart food choices, mindful hydration, kidney support, and reduced stimulants. Think of this drink not as a fix, but as a catalyst, something that enhances what you're already doing right. It's also important to note that everyone's body responds differently. If you have a sensitive bladder or digestive system, start with smaller amounts. Monitor how your body feels. Adjust the timing if needed. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress. So many of us live in a constant state of on, minds racing, systems overloaded, rest pushed to the bottom of the list. But when you reclaim your nights with rituals like this, you're sending a powerful message to your body that healing is a priority, that rest is not a luxury, but a necessity. And here's the truth: the most profound changes often come from the smallest, most consistent actions. That warm cup in your hands might seem simple, but its impact, repeated night after night, can shift the way your entire body moves through rest and recovery. In the next step, we uncover the final piece of this puzzle, the real reason why your body may be waking you up at night to urinate, and the natural way to address it from the inside out. If you miss this, everything else might still fall short. And worse, the root cause may go unaddressed, quietly affecting more than just your sleep. Everything we've explored so far, the drinks, the meals, the rituals, has been building up to this. Because while these habits all play a role in reducing nighttime urination, there's a deeper layer to consider, one that doesn't get nearly enough attention: your body's hormonal rhythm. And more specifically, the hormone that quietly governs how much urine your body produces at night. This hormone is called vasopressin, also known as the antidiuretic hormone. It's your body's natural water regulator. During the day, vasopressin levels are lower, allowing for regular urination. But at night, levels typically rise, signaling your kidneys to slow down urine production so you can sleep uninterrupted. When everything is working properly, this rhythm keeps your nights peaceful. But for many people, especially those under chronic stress, aging adults, or those with imbalanced lifestyles, vasopressin production gets disrupted. The result? Your kidneys keep operating as if it's daytime, and your bladder fills even while you sleep. That's what leads to those nightly wake-ups. So how do you restore this natural cycle? It starts with addressing what's interfering with your body's signal in the first place. Stress, screen exposure before bed, inconsistent sleep schedules, and mineral deficiencies are all factors that can throw off your vasopressin levels. One of the most impactful ways to restore this rhythm is through magnesium, a mineral most people aren't getting enough of. Magnesium plays a central role in regulating the nervous system, calming the brain, and supporting the endocrine system, including the glands that produce vasopressin. Foods rich in magnesium include pumpkin seeds, almonds, spinach, dark chocolate, black beans, and avocados. Including these in your diet consistently, especially during the evening meal, helps relax the nervous system and support hormonal balance. But here's the detail that often gets missed. Magnesium works best when it's paired with steady blood sugar levels and reduced stimulation in the evening. That means no heavy meals right before bed, no late-night screen time, and ideally a consistent bedtime, even on weekends. It also means creating an environment that encourages melatonin production, since melatonin and vasopressin are closely linked. Dim lights, cooler room temperatures, and quiet transitions into sleep can make a bigger difference than you might expect. If you want to take it a step further, consider a warm foot soak with Epsom salt, rich in magnesium sulfate, combined with a few drops of lavender essential oil. This simple 20-minute practice, done 30 to 60 minutes before sleep, helps the body absorb magnesium through the skin, soothes the nervous system, and activates parasympathetic pathways that calm the bladder and support deeper rest. This isn't just about relaxation. It's about rewiring your body's internal messages. When you consistently give your body the cues it needs, night after night, it starts to relearn what rest should feel like. Your kidneys begin to respond differently. Your bladder becomes less reactive, and slowly, gently, your sleep transforms. But perhaps the most powerful part of this process is the mindset shift it creates. You begin to see your symptoms not as random, but as intelligent signals. Your body is always speaking, and when you start listening with intention, you unlock a level of healing that goes far beyond symptom control. So here's what I hope you take away from all of this. Your body is capable of deep restoration. It's not broken. It's just waiting for the right conditions to do what it already knows how to do. And those conditions are built through everyday choices. Not drastic changes, but small, meaningful actions done consistently. Use food as fuel, not just filler. Treat sleep like the cornerstone of wellness, not an afterthought. Build rituals that calm your system rather than stimulate it. And above all, trust that your body responds to care. If you found value in these insights, I encourage you to take one small step today, whether it's switching your evening snack, brewing that calming infusion, or soaking your feet in quiet stillness. Share this with someone who might be struggling silently with the same issue. And if you haven't yet, consider subscribing, liking, or commenting. Not just to support the channel, but to become part of a community that prioritizes healing through knowledge. Because when we learn together, we grow stronger together. And every night of peaceful sleep you gain isn't just a victory over inconvenience. It's a step toward the life your body has always been capable of living.